Hi, I'm Suzanne Hall-Gibbins from Circle2Success, and it's great to be here with Dave Allen from Square One Networks this morning. Just going to have a little bit of a conversation around sort of where Square One is going and some of the things that you're doing here, Dave. But one of the things I've seen a lot on social media is those bucket hats of yours. What's that all about?
It started as a bit of fun, I'm not going to lie, and I think it's probably apt if I put it on for a few seconds. I think it started with, I'm a passionate golfer, I've got to get it out there. I think most people know I'm a passionate golfer, and I'm certainly no fashion icon, but in recent times the bucket hat has come back into the golfing fashion world.
Oh, I think more than that, just that. My daughter is really into her bucket
Really?
hat, so yes, definitely.
Yeah, I'm no fashion icon, that's for sure. But it started as a bit of fun, and then kind of 12, 18 months ago, so I thought it'd be a good idea for the team to wear branded uniforms. So I reached out to Penguin Uniforms over in Gloucestershire, and they built us some tops and so forth. But the chap that runs Penguin Uniforms, he plays golf with me. So a bit of fun, he bought some bucket hats for us. So when we actually got the branded uniforms for everybody, bit of fun, we popped a bucket hat in for all of the staff. And before I knew it, I'd come into the office and people were wearing them and taking selfies with them. And we thought, actually, this is a bit of fun here.
Yeah.
So rather than sending out Christmas cards to customers or going to an event and getting the obligatory white water bottle and the diary, we started sending bucket hats out to customers and providers. Just, again, a bit of fun. And I saw you kindly and your team.
We've all had pictures with our bucket hats on.
Yeah.
No, we like them.
Yeah,
We've taken them along to our golf day as well.
Yeah, and a bit of fun, but then a bit of a serious tone came along there. This year we're supporting Hope for Tomorrow, a charity that's very close to your heart. And I went out to Stonehouse and I met with them a wee while ago, and they went, "We've got a little present for you, Dave," and they gave me bucket hats. So we were sharing bucket hats, which is again a bit of fun, and one of our customers saw that. So Nathan Loveridge, the managing director of Town and Country, he's the junior organiser for golf at Brookhampton. And he said, "Dave, lovely idea. Is there anything we can do together?" So in September, I'm very proud that Square One are going to sponsor the Junior Golf Club Championships.
Oh wow.
And he said, actually, but tongue in cheek, he said, actually, I'd really like the children to be wearing bucket hats. He said, I know it's a bit of fun. He said, but seriously, children need to be aware of the dangers of being out in the sun and wearing a bucket hat and protecting the ears. So it's gone. It started as a bit of fun, actually. I think I've got about another 200 in a box next door. Every car door I open, I've got bucket hats. So I'm, keen as mustard for them to be out there for a bit of fun and a bit of branding.
Yeah, and it definitely raises the awareness of and gives people something to talk about, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And on that basis, in terms of having a bit of fun, what kind of things at Square One have you been working on in terms of your values? Because I know you're very strong on what your values are and what they mean for your business and for your clients.
Yeah, I think certainly in the last probably 12, 15 months, that's been a real core focus for us. Actually kind of getting really narrow and understanding what are we. And I think the first thing that we are is we're a mobile first business. We are not trying to sell everything and anything. We sell three core products. It's mobile, which I think is arguably, if I was to take your mobile phone away from you, absolutely, that tends to be so it's got to be right, and you've got to make sure that people have got the right tools, using the right tools. So we are a mobile first business. I think the second thing that we've really tried to work on is, and to try and shine a light on why we're a bit different, is we offer personable service. And what I mean by that is I've got no doubt in my mind that if you were to go and buy one of these things online, direct from, let's say, EE, it might be cheaper. Mm-hmm. But I was with a customer not so long ago, and he had that very same question to me. He said, "Dave, I can see you're a bit more expensive than what I can see online." And he said, "I was in the States last week," and he was doing some filming in Georgia, and he said, something went wrong with my mobile. So I'm going to point through the glass, but he phoned Lisa, and back up and running within a matter of seconds. And he said, actually, I get it. That personable service, not having to go online, not having to sit in a contact centre, hoping somebody kind of picks up the phone, was a unique experience for him. And we're determined to stick to that. So that personable service of we're open at 8 in the morning, we're open till 8 in the evening, we're on call at weekends, being a bit different.
Yeah, and offering that, and I like that word, personable service. I mean, lots of people talk about customer service, but that's very nice because personal comes back to the person, and you seem like a people business. So is that important to you?
It's really important. I've done this for a long, long time. I've been in this industry a long time. And I think one of the core things that we're seeing is this mentality of you buy online and it's plug and play. Well, I don't think people with technology are always getting the best out of that plug and play environment. And I think we've changed and adapted. That one of the things that we've been really focusing on is listening to our customers. It's not always the most comfortable thing, I have to say, but listening to our customers, going, what do you like about us? Right, park that for one moment. What could we be doing better? And that, it's not the easiest conversation in the world, but we need to hear it.
And have you been doing that over the last few months then, going out, talking to customers and looking at what you offer and looking to the future? So what does that mean for Square One?
Yeah, one of the things that we've really done when we've listened to our customers, and again, not always comfortable, great, thank you very much for selling the product, we really like the product, and we're pretty good at keeping customers, our retention rate is very healthy. But one of the things that we did listen to was when we sold them a solution, we maybe went a bit quiet throughout the order journey. And so we reacted, and as a sales-focused managing director, my instinct is to grow a business, I just keep adding more salespeople. It's not the answer. So in the last 6 months, we've brought in an operations director to enhance that customer experience. We've brought in a project manager, and we've brought in on-site engineering, because I think it's really important that we say to customers, if you're going to buy a telephone system off us, if you're going to buy an internet service from us, we can come to site, we can meet with your IT team, we can get under the bonnet of your business to really ensure that if it's a telephone on the desk or if it's a Microsoft Teams environment that we're providing, it's delivered with a personable service.
And you talked about mobiles, and you talked about being more focused on what you deliver. So what are the services that you deliver to your clients?
Yeah, I think one of the mantras that used to exist in this business was, Mr. Customer, whatever the question is, the answer is yes, and we can't do that. So we offer 3 key components: business mobile, business internet, and business telephony. Now there's quite a big field around those 3 subjects, but I think it's those 3 key elements. And business telephony comes in lots of guises. People still want telephones on desks. I think during the pandemic we noticed that everybody was working at home with Microsoft Teams, wearing cans. But now, as you can see today, there's more and more people back in an office. And so that environment's changed again. We've gone back a little bit. So you've got to offer not just a hybrid experience of allowing people to work from home, but a hybrid experience of we still might need telephones ringing. We can't have 10, 15, 20, 40 people in an office wearing cans. What's the point of bringing them back in?
Yes, if they're all hibernating or all sitting on their own with their cans on their ears. But it is mission critical. I mean, the things you're talking about, we know from our own experience, if the internet goes down or something's not working, so what you offer to businesses keeps them going.
Yes.
So that's a mission critical opportunity for you to engage with different organisations to talk about their growth and where they're going. So what kind of things are you seeing coming out that businesses are looking at?
Yeah, 100%. So we have moved into a hybrid world. We've also moved into a world where everything is in the cloud.
Yeah. Yes.
Your telephone system, your CRM, your finance packages, everything is in the cloud. And so it's really essential that when we go and have conversations with businesses that we go, this isn't a price-driven commodity, internet. It can't be. What if things go wrong? We're doing so much on the internet now that buy the best you can get, and then also ask the question, what if something goes wrong? Because unfortunately, technology, now and again, somebody puts a spade in the ground, something occasionally goes wrong. And so we're having that conversation with people and going, this isn't just a commodity. And also when customers are saying, we're thinking about moving premises, actually, have you looked at the internet? Is the internet going to be fit for purpose? And touch wood, things don't go wrong, but if it does, what's your disaster recovery policy? Some go, actually we'll send staff home. Others go, actually that's a really good question. And that's a deep dive conversation with their IT company to ensure that we can keep people up and running.
So those are the conversations you're having with businesses in terms of going forward, and you acting as the expert to help them understand some of the things that they need to take on board. Because we don't know what we don't know, do we? When we're sitting in our office looking at, we know what we do as a business, but we don't know all of the other things. But it is absolutely critical that the internet is up, the phones are ringing, that we can make calls. So do you see that as a role going forward in terms of your education piece?
Yeah, 100%. And again, we're going back a little bit here of saying that personable service of going and saying to customers, let me come to your offices, let us come and experience your environments so that we can get under the bonnet of how you work. Because we'll see a lot. I know it's very tempting to go, just send me a price or let's have a discussion over Teams.
Yeah.
But actually I think we're a Bristol-based, Gloucestershire-based business. Let us come and look and see and understand your business so that we can give you the right technology and give you the right internet or the phones on the desk or the right mobile solution, because we've got to know your business. I think that's really important.
So you become a partner and help them to develop as they grow and work alongside them.
Yeah, people buy from people.
Yes.
And it's not just the buying experience, it's the personable experience of certainly our mobile customers. We talk to them all the time because they're travelling, they're going abroad. We're making sure that they don't use too much data, that they're on the right packages. And so we talk to them all the time. And so that's lent us to making sure that we don't just look after their mobiles, that we look after the other telecom related services. And having that relationship with Lisa and the project management team.
They become part of their extended
I
team
hope so.
in terms of the relationship that
Yeah.
they have. And you're right, people do buy from people, but people do stay with people, and that's the relationship opportunity.
And absolutely, and making sure that customers feel comfortable saying what I might not want to hear. But we can only grow as a business if we're giving them the best experience we possibly can, and it's not a commodity.
Dave, we've talked a lot about sort of the growth of the business and square one, and that growth comes with the people you have in the organisation. So what do you do around sort of your recruitment, and also how important is it to get the right people in the organisation, and how do you do that?
Absolutely. The business is all about the people. Touch wood, we've got some great people. We have been on a big recruitment drive in recent times, and there's two key things which are really important to us. They must demonstrate, and this is non-negotiable, they must come here with passion and experience. And the experience isn't necessarily about the telecoms industry, but that does help.
Yeah.
But that experience about if we're bringing somebody into a customer service role, an operations role, they've got to be able to hit the ground running and help and support our customers. And that personable service piece, again, is a non-negotiable. It's all very well us saying that we want to be a personable business, we want to demonstrate passion and experience, but if the people can't do that, we're on a hiding to nothing. So, touch wood, we've got some phenomenal people who I'm really proud to say are colleagues. We don't put ourselves on a pedestal. We've got some lovely people who I would be proud to put in front of any customer.
I was interested, you just mentioned earlier about sort of the charity Hope for Tomorrow.
Yes.
So social value, people talk a lot about social value. And is that something that you look at here at Square One and something that's important to you?
We're getting better at it. I think, I alluded to earlier, I'm a sales-focused managing director. There is a danger that all I'm doing is looking at that figure, that bottom line figure. But I think it's absolutely essential that if you're going to operate in the community, you've got to do two things. You've got to have the right people on board who share those values, and we've got to have that corporate social responsibility. I think it's good for us as people. I think to take a breath, take a stop, and we've had some great fun. We did the Hope for Tomorrow coffee morning not so long ago.
Yes, I saw that, yes.
The fun that the team had, the WhatsApp messages I saw on Sunday night whilst they're all baking, and do you know what? More than brought a smile to my face. And one of the ladies jumped in the car. Hope for Tomorrow, only 25 minutes up the road. She jumped in the car and went and delivered cakes to them. We then went and knocked on all of our doors of our local neighbours. And I think it's really important. The team bonding it did was essential. But I remember when I came to the C2S Christmas party in December, and I listened very astutely to what you guys were talking about with Hope for Tomorrow, and that more than resonated. So yeah, if we can do a little bit with their golf days, coffee mornings, charity walks, yeah, we're all ears. We want to do these
And it
things.
does give you the opportunity to extend those conversations to other people, doesn't it? And contribute to the community and build relationships based on other things than just talking about mobiles.
100%.
So build relationships and the opportunity to talk about Square One in a different environment.
100%. And look, we come to work for a number of reasons. I think we have to be honest, we have to have some fun along the way, and if it's a platform to do some charitable corporate social responsibility, I'm all for it.
Yes, and we're like, you know, if you can do some good along the way, why would you not?
Definitely.
And it's important both for staff and customers, isn't it? The opportunity to look at social value and what you're giving back to the community.
Yeah, I will, just that coffee morning, just to see how the team reacted, I keep pointing through the glass, but how the team reacted was, I'll never forget that, and yeah, we'll keep doing that, that's for sure.
Then you kindly mentioned talking about C2S and coming to the Christmas party where you actually heard from Hope for Tomorrow and all the amazing things they do in terms of cancer care. You've been a C2S member for a couple of years, but we've known each other in different guises over the years. What have you got out of being a Circle2Success member?
A number of things. There's a few events that you run. I don't go to everything, but I think
You wouldn't be able to.
No, you do run a lot of events, which I'm very grateful of. But it's great that you offer such a wide choice of events. So it's great going to the Christmas parties and the cricket and so forth, that kind of very social networking piece. But the things that really resonated with me is when you've done things like business leaders, where I can sit in the room with another kind of 15 to 20 other business leaders, managing directors, and listen intently as to things that they've learnt in their business. So that's been a blessing for me. But equally, I think I've phoned you on a number of occasions and gone, I'm looking for somebody to help me with branding. I'm looking for somebody, who would you recommend as a solicitor? Or I'm looking for somebody to do new signage around my offices. So there's a number of key bits. I'm pretty weak at doing the business development bit, if I'm brutally honest. I need to improve on that. But having that touch where I can go and talk to experts in their field about their business, what's worked, what hasn't worked, I can't measure really, because it's invaluable. And also one of the key things is the Circle2Success members are the perfect type of customers that we want to be helping and supporting. We're local, we're on their doorstep. Telecoms is an evolving, changing piece. So if we can be working with Circle2Success members to help and support their telecoms, I think that's a win for both parties really. Yeah, there's some great companies in Circle2Success, not just from suppliers to us, but hopefully suppliers to them as well, and there's some great companies in the network.
No, thank you very much, Dave. Thank you. And just to finish off, really, Dave, what's the next 12 months, 18 months look like for Square One?
I think our industry is evolving and changing an awful lot. There's an awful lot of mergers and acquisitions going on. There's the PSTN switch off, so the copper switch off is happening. I think the key bit for me is we've got to keep talking to our customers. We've got to keep offering that personable service. We've got to try and do things a little bit differently. We've got to keep educating both ourselves and our customers as to what's happening. But we're here to stay. Okay, I can't promise that forever, but we're here to stay, and I hope that customers buy into that, because there's nothing worse than buying off a business and then 6 months later they've been bought out, and 12 months later that company's been bought out, which is happening an awful lot in our market at the moment. So we're here to stay. I think we're the tip of the iceberg. Tongue-in-cheek, I've been doing this for 26 years, and I still believe that Square One's Bristol's best kept secret. I'd like to change that dynamic.
Well, let's hope that this opportunity to raise the profile with Square One and get the message out there in
Yeah.
terms of, you know, your values around mobile first, passion and experience, which we've definitely heard a lot about this today,
Yeah.
emerging technology and innovation. You've just talked about how the market is changing and how we need to rely on organisations like you to help us make the best of the technology. And we've talked a lot about personable service,
Yeah.
which I think has definitely comes through from the team.
Good.
So thanks very much, Dave.
Thanks, Suzanne. Lovely to talk to you.